Hi children, I've come with this Ganesha's book. Isn't the illustration beautiful? Ganesha's Sweet Tooth by Sanjay Patel and Emily Haynes. Can you see all the illustrations? Yeah. You can go through them. Ganesha's Sweet Tooth. Ganesha is a Hindu god. He is very important and powerful and a tad chubby. But when he was a kid, he was just like any other kid. See, he plays like us. Except that he had an elephant's head and cruised around on a magical mouse collecting fruits, rice, sweets, and other gifts from the temple in his neighborhood. Ganesha loved to eat sweets and candies, and especially the traditional Indian laddu. His best friend, Mr. Mouse, could eat only one at a time, which was okay by Ganesha. He didn't want to share all his laddu. Squat! One day, while Ganesha and Mr. Mouse were out looking for sweets, they discovered a new kind of laddu. The super jumbo jawbreaker laddu. Ganesha snatched up the shiny treat and was about to eat it right there on the spot. Wait! Squat, Mr. Mouse! Don't eat it! It's a jawbreaker! It will break your tusk. But I am a god, said Ganesha. I am invisible. Ganesha popped the laddu in his mouth. He bit down and snap! Squeak! Oh no! Mr. Mouse yelled. He broke his tusk. How will I ever put my tusk back on? Ganesha wailed. Ganesha was very clever and tried all sorts of ideas. What if I tie it on with strings? What if I stick it on with glue? Maybe I could just hold it on with my hands. But nothing worked. I look lopsided, he said. Everyone will laugh at me. No, they won't, said Mr. Mouse. Everyone loses their teeth. And besides, you already have an elephant's head and your friend still loves you. Ganesha wasn't convinced. He thought he looked awful. He took all his anger and frustration and hurled his tusk at the moon. But the tusk didn't hit the moon. It sailed over a bush and hit the head of an old man who was walking by. Is this your tusk? The old man asked. I'm sorry, said Ganesha. I didn't mean to hit you. I was aiming for the moon. What's your name? I'm Ganesha and this is Mr. Mouse. You are Ganesha? The old man exclaimed. I have been looking for you. I'm Vyasa, the poet, and I need a special script for a poem. It's so long that no man would ever write the whole thing. All the pen in the world would break before it was done. I'm not a man, said Ganesha, and I love stories, but I don't have anything to write with. What about your tusk? Vyasa asked. That's just a big tooth, Ganesha said. It's a very special tooth, Vyasa explained, handing Ganesha a piece of paper. Give it a try. And he started to draw from his tusk. Ganesha took the paper and pressed down with the tip of his tusk. It made a mark. Ganesha was so excited that he drew a flower and a tree and a picture of Mr. Mouse, along with few of his other favorite things. I love my task, said Ganesha. I would be happy to help you. What is the story about? The beginning of things, said Vyasa. It's rather hard to sum up. It's called the Mahabharata. One. Excuse me, said Mr. Mouse, jumping on the end of Ganesha's trunk. I don't mean to interrupt. But what exactly are the terms of this agreement? It is a very long poem after all. Can you tell the whole story in one go? Vyasa, no stopping. As long as Ganesha understands the meaning of everything I say. Can I eat sweets while I write? Asked Ganesha. As long as you don't stop writing, said Vyasa. Ganesha and Mr. Mouse agreed. Let's begin. As Vyasa spoke, Ganesha put his tusk to the paper and began writing. Soon he forgot all about the super jumbo jawbreaker laddu and how funny he looked. He even forgot about the sweets he wanted to eat. Long ago, Vyasa said, there lived a very brave king of Hastinapur. One day, when he was out hunting, he happened upon a beautiful woman sitting on the banks of Ganga river. He's narrating story of Mahabharata. $100,000 verses later, Ganesha put down his tusk. The Mahabharata, the great epic of Hindu literature, was complete. Ganesha peeked around a stack of paper and saw that Mr. Mouse had been eating his way through the laddus, and as they worked. The poem had taken a very long time. But Ganesha was happy to see there were still a few left for him and his friend. See, Ganesha is happy. Children, do ask your mother and father or anyone around you to narrate this story about Mahabharata. It will be very nice to know about it. Okay. Bye. Meet you in my next book.